Alright guys, I got another scheme for you. Today we're going to go over an interesting offense, and basically we're going to go over it through the team that designed it. This is the New York Jets playbook, and excuse me, what we're going to be doing from this playbook is we're running jet heavy, we're running some other plays out of that, we're running some strong close, but bear with me, because it's not the usual stuff you're going to see from strong close. It's not the usual stuff you'll see from jet heavy. It's a little different, and it's a scheme that me and Rdikes have both been labbing for the last 2 days, maybe even longer, on our live stream, on Rdikes' live stream. And you guys have seen Ryan really talk a lot about jet heavy and the concept behind jet heavy and why jet heavy is such an effective formation. So starting out, we're going to go ahead and put Braylon Edwards at the tight end. So you're going to sub him in, and then you want to have your running back. In this situation, it's going to be Clyde Gates. You got to be in this right slot. This needs to be your best blocker. So Keller. This dude needs to be big and fast. So when you run this power fake jet, he can get around the corner. And then the left dude needs to be your best overall receiver, and also speed wise he's to have a good combination of both. So when we go to this power fake jet, you see now we have Clyde Gates, we have Keller, and then we have Santonio Holmes. So when we run this power fake jet, we're now optimized with our personnel, as you see. So now we can run power fake jet in multiple different ways. We can run from 5 wide, we can run from a compressed formation. Frostbite J, I appreciate the subscription. I just got some notifications, so I appreciate that, buddy. But as you see here, you can run this power fake jet, and you can run it almost like a power O, and you can get up inside like this. And so the concept is, if they try to come out in like a spread formation, or they don't base a line a 4-3 standard or a standard formation, you could kind of run this, and you can run it really well. And again, if you don't want to hand it off, you can run it with Tebow, so you can get off the edge here with Tebow. As you see, get some blocks on the outside. So if they are lax in their setups and they don't have their formation set up right, coming out in a spread allows us to now easy reads from 5 wide formation, and in that we can get a Tebow or someone like a Tebow here, as you see, because they're spread out. And then you can kind of just run with Tebow wherever you want. You don't have to go to the right either. Slide protect. I've been actually doing a lot of slide protect lately to the side I want to run, simply to maybe give me an advantage. I don't know how much it helps, but it's worth a shot. If it doesn't help at all, then oh well. But if it does help, I mean, might as well try. Here I'm going to run to the left. As you see, if they really overplay, I can run back left, and then I can run a quarterback draw as my run audible down. As you see, quarterback draw to Tebow. And I think there's even a quarterback blast that you can come out in if you really want to mix it up. So if they're getting lax in their setups, or they're getting lax in, like I said, their formation, then all of a sudden we can kind of pound them with Tebow with the power run. And then again, if they start really getting lax in their coverage, setting up their run defense, now we can throw this curl flats play at them, where we just put the curl routes on smart routed out routes, and we fade the tight end, and we just read it like the standard curl flats play. That's the play action audible again, guys. So again, as you see, you now have curl flats from 5 wide, and Tebow can throw it decently. What I would do if I was throwing with Tebow is I would just hold L2 when I pass the ball. As you see he throws it perfectly when you hold L2. When you don't hold L2 and you try to pass lead it, it doesn't work right, whatever reason. And then again here, so that's going to force them to play a cover 2 defense. And then what you could do is you could go to your deep pass, and now you're in the verticals. And as you see now, you got that drag underneath Edwards that you can hit quick, or you can look to the vertical routes down the field. Here you see they're lax in their setups. I can get a quick off tackle to Hill for about a quick 4 yards. And it's just a nice mini scheme to come out in before you go to your main scheme, your mainstream. And it's a formation that if they don't honor it, they can really face some trouble. You see here, quick setups, just smart route, out routes, and then a fade, and then you're good. As you see, and then you could also come out from time to time. That's why I don't recommend running no huddle with this. But from time to time, you can come out in your 5 wide. You can come out in the play action jet sweep, or you can come out in the tight end screen. You can come out in anything really from this formation. All you're concerned with mainly from this is the personnel. As you see, now we come out in a stick and nod kind of play, and we get some hot routes in here. We put Keller on a fade, Holmes on a fade, and Hill on a streak or a drag. I've been dragging him lately. And then here you see we can kind of do our user catch game with Keller. If you guys don't know about the user catch, check out that video. I'll put a link in the description for you. With the user catch scheme or ability there, as you see, backed off coverage, I could throw that all day. Even against press coverage, it's kind of open. It really is. So it's tough to stop these fades, and again, from a 5 wide, and you're not even going into your main scheme. And then once you see them, once you see that, they're going to start pressing up. And so then you can audible real quick to your jet slot post, and now you have Santonio Holmes running that awesome route from jet slot post, and Tebow has like 80 deep accuracy, and he has just enough deep accuracy he can get that off. So if you see a press look like this, audible down into the jet slot post real quick, snap the ball, and you'll be sitting pretty on the outside edge there. So there's the jet slot post. That's how I run that. And then what I'm going to do is when I go down to sorry guys, bumped something on my controller. When I go down to once I start seeing they're running a lot more zone because they can't play man against this, then I'm going to start running this bunch trail. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put Gates on a wheel route, and I'm going to motion him, or I'm not going to motion Gates, I'm going to motion Keller on this drag route, and I'm going to motion him out 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3, snap. And as you see, it's like you get like a little middle screen now to Keller, because the trail route comes back around. I'll show you that one more time. The trail route's going to come back. So basically, what's occurring here is when I motion snap after 3 steps, they're both kind of going out, and then they come back across. As you see, if I get a good separation there, it'll beat man coverage every single time because the man coverage won't stay with the motion snap for whatever reason. And again, what I'm going to do is when I snap, when he breaks to the inside, that's when I'm going to throw it. And you see I get that crackback block on the middle linebacker for a quick 5 to 6 yards gain every single time. And nothing's going to cover that, man or zone. You'll beat it. And then if they try to cover that with their user defender, what's going to happen is, let me show you this man coverage, because a lot of people aren't going to try to adjust out of zone. So again, if they try to do man coverage, what's going to happen is you're going to have this pass here to Holmes, and it's going to be a quick 30-yard gain every single time. It's a default route. We don't adjust anything out of it. So that's what I love about the trail. And again, and that's why I like to put Gates on a wheel route. But say they run a zone, what's going to happen is if you go like this and you throw it, you see how the flat route kind of gets sucked down. So now you got to post. Now you kind of get your separation there for Holmes. So basically, it's similar to a curl flat type of concept. It's just from a different play, from a different formation, running a different route, but it's the same kind of thought process. Here, you see, and then if you get your timing down on the Holmes route, you can kind of use or catch that. You just need to practice with that. Just go to practice mode and just throw that route over and over and over again. Pass lead, and sometimes you'll get that, but most of the time you won't even have to go to that. This is simply the secondary stuff to the main scheme, but this is something that I like to kind of go to every now and then, because this little screen to Dustin Keller is so effective, because when he comes around, he's going to beat zone. As you see, he's going to beat zone, and if we want to make it better, and we don't, sometimes I streak kill, sometimes I leave him on this, and here's why I leave him on this route. If you throw his route, see how he gets that double move, and the zone just does not jump for it because he's paying attention to the trail route. So what's going to happen is they're going to have to make adjustments. And a lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to try and use or defend the right side, leaving the left side wide open. But if they use or defend that right trail route, you see that little double move to that X receiver. There's a dude there, but he doesn't cover the route. Because what he's doing is, if you see Braylon Edwards here, he's paying attention to him. So when I motion killer out like this, then they start user defending that route, so now I'm going right back to my screen. You're just basically reading the user defender. If he goes high, you're going to go low. It's a high-low read, one of my favorite styles to play. And then, guys, what you can do also is you can go to your quick pass audible, and you could streak hill, and you'll beat every zone in the game, by far. And you could even, what you could also do is you could like zig Edwards, and you could flat Gates, and you could fade Holmes. So now you have that corner route, and that corner route's going to be man or zone. Tebow makes a bad throw there, but I mean, you see the reads, you see the concept, it is there. So again, that's how I'm beating zone from the bunch. Now, if I want to beat man coverage, I could just call on the verticals. And what I like to do is I like to turn the left side into a zone beating side. But if I want to beat man coverage, I'm just going to throw the ball to R1 here. Because as you see, his man's not going to get out there on him. And even if he does, he's not going to play the route. Because wheel routes beat man coverage this year, guys, and that's so important. Especially considering the fact that a wheel route is also really good against zone because it gets upfield later on. So what I like to do is I like to keep the motion consistent with Keller, but now he's going to be on a streak. So as you see, when you motion him, he turns into a streak. So that's the only problem I can foresee, is they kind of can tell when you're not running just DB trail. So they can kind of use the R1 route, but still leaves them vulnerable on the left side, so it doesn't really matter to me. Here I'm going to go to my PA post scheme, or my PA post play, and again you see now when I'm wrinkling that in, now I can just make a quick high-low read on the right side again, and they're going to have to user guard the bunch. Now what you can do, once they start using that side of the field, then you can just take Keller and snap right there. He's going to get a little speed burst, and you're going to throw that drag. And so that's kind of the chess match we're playing here. And then what you can also do is you go to the bunch, and then if you go to your once you go to the bunch, go to jet slot post, and then now it's a fairly quick transition, and you're off, and now you're running your play, as you see. So that's kind of how I'm running the passing out of this playbook. Another thing you could do, because the jet slot post affects the left side, and then the DB trail, it affects the right side. So now you go to your quick toss, and you could do a lot of things out of this. Basically, you have every run in the game, you have a quick toss, you have a dive here, and then I have a counter weak. So based on the alignment, I can run the ball. As you see, what I like to do lately is I like to motion hill over like this and flip the play. And basically, I'm going to playmaker, and that playmaker is going to be consistent, because what's going to happen is when I run the counter, I'm going to run the counter the opposite way. So let me make an example there. I'm going to motion hill over. As I'm motioning, I'm going to flip it to the right. So now basically we're running the counter here. So it's basically just a read as to whether you're running the quick toss or the counter or the dive. And again, this is all secondary scheme stuff. This is not even the main scheme. The main scheme is going to really hurt these guys, I'm telling you right now. So you go to your bunch, and they start fooling around there, and then you can go right to your counter, and you could fake like you're faking the run, and then actually run on the left side, and you get out wide. And Clyde Gates is going to outrun every defensive lineman in the game. So that's the cool part about it. And then again, what you're going to be doing from the Jets heavy, you're not going to need him to be a Sean Green style of a back. He can be a quick, elusive runner and an effective receiver, and that's all we really need him to be. So if you get a look like this on the goal line, you can go right into your strong close, and you can mess around with that motion, and you can motion him over and then not flip the play and run it right. As you see, you get some kind of, you still get some blocking over there. So it's a lot of things you can do with the runs, guys. I want you to mess around with people's heads when you motion people, and that's kind of the important part. Now you can go to the dive here, and you can snap him right in the middle like there, so he gets a little speed burst upfield like that, and then you can run downfield. So it's a very common concept every year. I don't think people put as much emphasis on it this year because the stretches are so effective. But it is still one of the best running schemes in the game, especially this halfback. With the way the halfback dive works this year, you can really explode in the motion snap of the fullback. Now again, I'm going to show you this play. This is actually Ryan Dykes' play. He actually broke it down when he broke down the Dallas Cowboys playbook, strong close, and all it is you basically, it's the Y trail, and you're just going to put Clyde Gates on a flat pattern and Hill on a wheel route, and then you could streak Holmes, and then you're going to motion snap Keller after a two-step. I run it differently than him a little bit. I still do the same stuff with the running back, but what I do is I motion Keller 3 steps out. So if it's man coverage, what's going to happen here is you see he's going to pick off my dude, whoever's guarding Clyde Gates. And Ryan actually throws it a lot quicker than I kind of wait for it to develop. So it's kind of whatever you want to do there. If you know, there's multiple ways you can run it. But here's another. Here's how Ryan actually runs it. It's a flat, and then a wheel route, and then I think he does 2 streaks. He may do a slant to Keller or a drag. And he snaps it, and he gets back, and then he throws it. And he lets the wide trail route kind of block that guy on the edge there, which is kind of smart, again, but I like the pick route as well. So we kind of run the same kind of concept, but we do it a little differently, so I figured I'd give you my spin on it. Since we're running over our mainstream stuff. The play action pass, this has been around all year. All you're going to do is you're going to put Holmes on a streak, you're going to put Clyde Gates on a wheel route, and then you're going to motion Clyde Gates out. You're going to slide protect aggressive. And then once you snap the ball, if that guy goes with Clyde Gates, you got this little streak right here. If he doesn't go with Clyde Gates, then you're going to lob the wheel route up. So hopefully I can get an example here where he does not go with Clyde Gates. I believe that example was a man coverage. So go ahead, motion him over. You see how he doesn't go with Clyde Gates. So now I have a linebacker matched up with Clyde Gates one-on-one. Clyde Gates just roasts the defender. So that's a man-beating concept from the strong close. And what you can do off of that is you could motion. You could go ahead and say, I'm running right wide trail. And you could run Hill like so, Keller like so, and then you could take Clyde Gates and you could do the same thing from wide trail. But now you're going to snap and you're going to throw the ball to Edwards. Because they have to use or defend that route, as you see there. Because what happens is, it's a snap throw, and only way to guard against it is to, I think, drop defensive lineman in purple. So they're going to have to guard that, and they're going to have to guard the streak left. Now what else you can do is you can go up in the wide trail, streak R1, streak triangle, streak Holmes, and then you're going to motion Keller and put him on a drag. And you're just going to motion the drag over, and you're going to snap it as right before he sets. He's going to go a little snap back there for a quick pass. Another thing you can do, this is actually something that, I can't remember his name, but he was doing it earlier on in the year, and what it is basically, let me back up a little bit and I'll show you. He said that we were going over some stuff because I wanted to lab with him, and he was talking about strong close, and he was talking about it in such a way that he didn't really even like to run the ball from him, he liked to pass, and what he was saying was to go ahead and take these 2 dudes and streak them, and then what he would do is he would pass lead them to the outside. And that time Tebow made a poor pass lead, of course. So hopefully we can get a tackle. What he would do is he would take it, and this is just a wrinkle because of all the quick passing we've been doing. Now they're going to have to guard us deep. So he was just taking his dudes, and you see how they go to the inside, and then he was just pass leading them over the top outside, which is actually a common concept this year. But again, it's a different way to throw these streaks. You could throw them quick or you could throw them late. So there's 2 windows to throw the same exact route. And again, because you see how they're lined up and they're not lined up correctly. So again, you throw a streak here to Holmes and you can throw it pass lead outside. Just a quick pass lead to the outside against zone coverage and it's there. So again, that's the cool thing about strong close this year is you can run the ball, but you can throw the ball a heck of a lot better. And again, here's one of the things I want to go over is a snap throw to Hill. So again, I'm going to take Keller and motion him out. And I'm going to snap and I'm going to throw the ball to Hill. As you see, I got him with 2 blockers up the field. Again, another quick snap throw, which is really cool because it works exactly similar to far tight twins this year because no one can really be pressed. And also, it's a little bit better running the ball. It doesn't have exactly the passing that strong close or the far tight did, but a lot of things you could do. Because, for example, what you could also do is you could take Hill and you could motion him out. You could put him on the wheel route this time. So now you're motioning Hill out like this, and when he gets a little speed burst there and he goes, and now you have that pass lead to Keller. You see it clears space out, so it's like basically you're taking a defender with you, and they have to go with you. If they don't go with you, then it's a snap throw. So let me give you an example as to where they would not go with you. If the defense base aligns like this and press covers, then what we're going to be doing is you're going to take Hill and you're going to put him on a wheel route again, and take Keller and put him on a streak. Then you're going to motion Hill, and you're just going to throw to Keller now. You're going to throw to Keller with a pass lead to the inside. As you see, the pass lead is wide open. So that's something that you can also do if they're not going with you. That means they're baselining. So with the pass lead streak up the middle of the seam. And then again, you can also do this quick toss. You can also mess around motioning the fullback when you're running the ball. So, like I said, mess around with that motion. So again, what you could do is you could take Hill, you can motion him out to the right, running the quick toss the whole time, then let him get the little speed burst. And you see, I get the little crackback cut block there, which is really effective this year. So that's why I did what I did there. Here's the counter weak. What you could do is you could motion Hill, or you can motion Keller to the left like you were running the snapback drag, but now you're going to be running the counter. So it's just a bunch of things you can do with motion from strong close to deceive your opponent. And you have to work strong close in because strong close is so effective. Again, another thing you could do with it is running your deep pass. You see this route by Holmes. That route's going to torch man coverage on PlayStation 3. So, for example, what I would do something like this is I would run my standard stuff to the right side of the field this time. I'd leave Gates on that route, and here's how I would run it. Let him run, let him run, let him run, then let him go. They go with him, but I'm mainly focusing on this route right here. Because now it's deceiving, because it looks like we're running that one play, now we're running a different play from it. So it's really effective. Here, you just run the dive, and you motion and snap right when he's over the center like that, and he goes right up the middle of the field, which is really good, because now you have a guard, a center, and a fullback going over the middle of the field. This scheme would work really well if Stephen Hill was a little bit better of a blocker. That's the only problem I can foresee with this, but it really is still very effective. I'll be posting a game after this with me running it. I posted a lab game a couple of days ago talking about the ebook. I was running with some team. I don't remember who I was running with off the top of my head, but again, here you could take Hill, motion him like that, and motion him back, and then you see how he gets a little run, little speed burst. So a lot of things you can do with the motion in strong close. So one other thing for strong close, and then I'll let you guys go on that part, and then we'll get into the main scheme. If you go to your deep pass audible, you see you have the post and the curl. Again, there's another thing you can do called the curl flats, and guess what? It's right. Motion Keller out. They think he's on the drag. Now he's on the curl flat out. And you can see it still works the same as a standard curl flat. So a huge gain there. Just a ton of ways to attack the defense. That's why I think this scheme is best going from the huddle, because what happens is you need to be thinking about what you're going to do before you do it. Because if you don't think, then you're just going to run one setup, and that's going to leave the actual scheme. It's not going to work right, because you're going to lose the other 30 plays you have from this. And then universal hot routing from this formation. What I like to do from this, I like to be in the wide trail. And I'll just streak both inside dudes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to motion Hill out like I was running that other stuff. And I'm going to put him on a drag. You see him motion him out, let him start running, and then snap. As you see, he's going to get that snap back again. And he's also going to serve as a little screen like we were doing from the bunch trail. We're now doing it from the wide trail. The screen, basically. It's the same exact thing. Motion Keller. And you see when he comes back in, you got a blocker now. So a lot of things you can do from strong close this year. And now I'm going to go over the snugs. I went over jet slot post already with the streak. All you're going to do is streak Edward. That's it. A snap, and your first read is jet, is that dude on the left side, and you want to see if you can maybe get him some separation. If you don't get any separation on the left side, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your middle. So then you're reading the streak, basically. So you're going to look left, and that's not there, so you look right to the right, and then you're going to pass it to the inside, because the drag is going to hold any zone over the middle down, so you can pass through that streak. Actually, it's not even a drag, it's more of a crossing pattern. And then if they say they're playing man coverage, and they do something crazy on the left side of the field, now you have the same route to the right. So you see here, Keller pass lead to the inside, or L2 pass lead it, and he'll catch it every time. Okay, so jet slot post, that's how I beat everything from that. And then another thing you could do, if you really wanted to, is go ahead and put Keller on a drag, and you can just step 3 steps, snap, and you see now you have a pick route between those, so they're going to cross right at a point, which is really good. Another thing you can do from the snug, this is similar to the wide trail. This is something I've been working on. All you're going to do is you're going to wheel gates. You're going to streak the 2 inside dudes, and you're going to drag homes. You're going to snap. So you streak these 2 inside dudes and wheel route gates. Then I want you to put Holmes on a drag and snap him after 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3. As you see, he's going to get that little snap back animation that we want. And he will beat man coverage, he will beat zone coverage. He'll beat every coverage of the game. They're going to use or guard that route. I guarantee it. If they are not user guarding that route, then throw it. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to see their user player is going to be over there. So what we're doing basically is we're making them look to the left for that route. And we're actually throwing this little screen pass over here to Emmanuel Clyde Gates on the right side of the field. So now basically it's a common theme. It's motioning. It's a common theme in this playbook. We're motioning to create mismatches, and we're basically saying, look here, this is what we're doing. By motioning, we're telling them we're going here, but in reality, we're going to go back across from it. So it's the same thing. Here, if they leave it open, however, you have the drag. Also, you always need to be reading the streaks. The streaks with pass lead to the inside or the outside. Usually it's to the inside. I don't like to pass lead to the outside, so if I don't have to, I don't go to it. The first read is the flat to gate. If they don't honor that, you're going to go for 20 every time. Okay, next thing to go over the snugs. Let's go over the play action audible. Actually, I went the wrong one. Play action. All you're going to do with this play is you're just going to block the running back. That's it. Motion Holmes out and snap and throw. As you see, he gets that separation. That time I didn't make a good user catch. You have to click on and catch it. Actually, you don't even have to click on and catch it. I lied. Again, you know how we're motioning him out on the drag, so now basically we're going to be motioning him out on another route altogether. You see, you got to snap, and you see there's the animation I want to get there. And that's going to be man coverage, and most of the time, every zone except for, it's not going to be zone coverage. So if it's a man coverage, throw it. If it's not man coverage, I wouldn't throw it. Then I would progress my read. So hopefully he gives me his own look. The next read's going to be triangle. And as you see, he's going to be a very good route against zone. Next thing I want to go over is the other 2 routes. And a lot of people have been asking some questions about the stutter step route to Edwards. Ah, crap. That's another thing you do. You can motion Keller over like so. You can get this angled post. So now you're just going to confuse the crap out of the middle linebacker because they're going to go in and then out, and then he's going to go out and then in. It's really confusing to defend that. So that's a wrinkle. You could run maybe 1 every 20 plays. I wouldn't run it much, but I would because they could catch on. But again, here we're going to go Holmes, motion Holmes out like we normally do. And watch Edwards. I'm going to throw the ball as soon as he stutters like that, and he's going to catch most every time. If he doesn't catch, if the zone isn't there, sometimes the zone will be there, sometimes it won't. If the zone's not there, throw it. If it's there, throw the triangle. So I'm not even going to motion Holmes because we already know that's what we're going to be doing. But you see here how they kind of watch that extra out. That's why triangle beats zone every time. Okay, and I'm running up on 30 minutes. So I need to wrap up this snugs. And then the last read is Keller for the same kind of route we had earlier. And then you could also pass lead this dude. He'll split the safeties. So it's kind of cool if they're too high, but that's pretty much what I do. The next audible is the Power Fake Jet from the Jet Heavy, and again, all I'm going to be doing from this is, that's my main audible, but I'm really going to be doing this play a lot. These fades are money, and I'm telling you right now, you just want to put Holmes on a fade route. You could do unlimited things with these 2 fullbacks. You could do that. You could do double wheels and motion one of them over, but the main route here are the fades. You're going to pass lead them at to the outside. So here at 9 o'clock to the left and at 3 o'clock to the right. And they're going to beat every coverage in the game. The only way to stop fades, from what I know, is to spy a defensive end. That's really the only thing. And you won't throw an interception. You will just throw they'll drop it. That's about it. I mean, it really is. And a lot of people won't do that. And if they do that, you can just go to another read. You don't have to throw the fade. That's just your own. That's the first route. So again, here I'm gonna go right into these fades, streak both dudes and streak Holmes. Watch this. The two fade routes, they're gonna beat a lot of coverages as well. He's gonna pass lead them open as if they were a standard streak, and now we're beating the defense in that way too. Now again, you see how they're press covered like this. You see how he's pressed up like this. So then I'm gonna quick audible right into the jet slot post real quick. If you ever see press coverage, go to jet slot post. Trust me. And then throw that route right there. You get the separation. You see that, and that was a bad throw by Tebow, but you saw the separation that Holmes got. So that's why I wanted to go over that. Next, see pressed up again. Now they back off. I go to jet heavy. So go to jet heavy now. Now you can make your reads, deep pass audible up, and I'm going to motion Keller over like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to streak Hill, put Holmes on a drag. So I got a drag streak combo to the right, and I have this little screen pass over to the right. Drag streak combo to the left, screen pass to the right there. So you see the screen pass to the first read, and then I go to the drag streak combo on the left. So it's very similar to what I've been doing all year. Now this power play, well, this is something I really need to go over. What you do is you're going to take Keller and you're going to motion him. Once he starts to move, you're going to hold. You're going to continually tap X. Once the play starts, you're not going to hold turbo, and you're not going to try to change directions. You're going to go right up the middle. Watch this. And you'll see here, a lot of times that's going to happen some, but there are certain scenarios, and you'll see it once you start running this a lot. Once you motion him over and you snap it and you don't hold turbo, you're going to go for a lot of yards. You see there, I went up for 5 or 6 or 7. And eventually you're going to break out. And that stuff, they can't play coverage D against this formation because when you snap like that, it's not happening. Here you see Holmes' run you can work in. That's why I have it in the audibles. And I'll tell you something real quick. If you go to a zone play, any zone play in the game, you're going to want to hand this ball off. You see how they're backed off? This is how I would hand this off to Holmes. Watch this corner on the right. You see how he's just backing away? So I basically only have to make one dude miss, and then I'm off to the races. That dude right there, he just backs away from the play, and that's something that Rdikes actually found, not me. He was running against me, and I was like, what the heck just happened? And he's like, I don't know what just happened, but it was ridiculous. You know, it was like, yeah. So another thing you could do from this formation is you could go Keller and Gates. You could put them on in routes, and you could put Hill on a fade. And then watch this. You see how they're going to cross, and no man coverage will beat that. No man coverage will guard that. No zone coverage will guard that. They have to user guard that route, and a lot of people are going to user guard that route. And what's going to happen is they're going to leave themselves vulnerable with the big fade. So again, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to go to the deep pass audible up, the dual in routes, then you're going to fade Hill, and then you're going to leave Holmes on that streak. So watch what happens now. Now no one's guarding Hill, and that was a poor pass lead, but again, no one's guarding Hill, he's wide open. So that's how you're going to be beating people from the jet heavy, and a lot of people don't know or think about the jet heavy as being a base formation or a main formation or a scheme. But I'm telling you guys right now, when you incorporate this power run, that's really what makes this scheme really good. Because I like this power run. Rdikes likes the power fake more. I like the power quarterback power. And I'll show you some other stuff you can do if you want to come out in jet heavy, but it doesn't work well for the new. Actually, no, it won't, because it doesn't work well for the Jets. So you don't want to do it. Here you see, and you can run this, and you can if there's nothing outside, you can just cut it up for 4 or 5. It's just an aggravating scheme to stop. Next thing I want to go over to out of the jet heavy is the double blue routes, and here again, for whatever reason, you go to play action crosses. And you put both of them on blue routes. Your first read is X, and he's going to go up, and he's going to come back, and then he's going to throw it. And if you see zone, you're not going to throw it. If you see man, you're going to throw it, and you're going to pass lead it. You're just going to L2 pass lead it. So you're not going to hold any buttons. You're just going to hold L2, then throw the ball. Okay, so you need to know that. But next, what's going to happen is the zones are just going to freak out, and they're not going to play their responsibilities right. You're going to be able to hit the crossing patterns against any zone in the game. The thing is, you cannot throw to a user player, but as long as you're making your reads effectively, they won't be able to stop you. Again, Keller like this, and then what's going to happen is if they do cover everything, now you have this little dump off to Keller for about 3 yards. And it's the thing about jet heavy, and the thing I want to stress is This formation is something that is very methodical. It's very calm, but it's very subtle, and again, it's very effective because what's going to happen is eventually they're going to do something like this, and Tebow can break that out. So that's why I run this power fake jet, because it works similar to a read option. And that's why Ryan probably runs it more than me, because it's got more of a big play potential. As you see, if they lose contain on the edge, if you're a Tebow or a Joe Webb or a Kaepernick, try running this with the Niners guys and tell me that it's not the best scheme that the Niners could run. Because Kaepernick could run this, and what you could do is you could even come out in jet heavy if from time to time you could run this other play I'm going to give you from jet heavy when you watch me play with the Niners a little later. Because I'm going to run a game and I'm going to show you exactly how good this could be with the Niners, because I think the Niners are the best team for this scheme. So I'm going to show you how effective it can be with them. As you see, when you see him drop like that, you kind of automatically want to run it to the right, because you saw the corner on the right. He's going to drop. Watch this real quick. This corner, you see how he's backed up. I'm reading. If he drops back like this, I'm running this ball with the dude. He drops off like that. You see, now I know he's in zone. He's not going to block me, so I'm off to the edge. And that's the thing. It's such a big play potential, and there's so much to guard in jet heavy that, again, it's just an annoying formation to stop, because, again, you don't think it's that good. But when you really get into it, these little fade routes are so effective. I mean, with the pass lead to the outside, they're almost impossible to guard against. It's almost like an automatic 5 yards. And then when they start coming up and press cover, and then you go to jet slot post, and then they're just roasted off the top. So jet heavy sets up everything in this scheme, because everything else has, like I said before, everything else we run has big play potential, and they're going to be really frustrated with this methodical of the jet heavy. Here, you see we break one right up the middle, and that's the thing. That dude over here, look at this corner. Let me show you in the replay. The power fake jet, if you run zone, the outside corners will not cover. Watch this dude right here. Hold on, let me get on him. Watch this. He stops. He stops. Look at Tebow. Tebow's running right by him. He stands there looking at him. He's like, what's going on, guys? That's the thing about the jet heavy. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Something went on my phone. I don't know what it was. Oh, I got a comment posted on the Buffalo Bucks scheme. Let me see what he said. Do I take PayPal donations? Of course I'll take PayPal donations, bro. You want to donate? Yeah, I'll hit you up in a minute, bud. Oh, there's Ryan Dykes. Real quick, we'll get him in on this call. Actually, I'm going to call Ryan Dykes back, and we'll talk a little bit about jet heavy. Because I want him to talk a little bit too. Hopefully you guys can hear the Skype call. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, what's up?
Man, I'm just telling some guys about this jet heavy. I found some other stuff out of it. Basically, you remember how we was running the quarterback power run? Not the power fake jet, but the quarter. Whenever you motion the fullback over, if you snap, like just continually hit X like over and over again, he'll snap right behind the center. And so now you like run in the middle.
That's weird.
Yeah. Hey, let me call you back in like 5 minutes though. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you some. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I just gotta finish up something. All right. See ya. But yeah, guys, that was Ryan Dykes. And I was gonna do a dual comm, but we're almost done anyway. So some other stuff I wanted to go over. These dual blue routes, what's gonna happen is you can do your standard. If you watch Z-Boy's videos, if you drag Holmes, if you see like this, he's on a drag, and then you streak kill like this, what's gonna happen is any zone in the game, he's gonna be open. Holmes will be wide open. If you watch, Holmes wide open every single time, because they're playing the streak and they flow up with the streak so that they don't get killed, but in reality it's a slow death. And that's what I love about this offense, guys. That's what I was telling Ryan the other night. Like I love how like you can run this several different ways. That's why I don't feel too bad about putting this video up, because Ryan Ryan has already put his out. I think he's already put his version of jet heavy out, so I'll link his channel. But one of the things I wanted to go over was my version of this offense. Because I feel like I run it a little bit different than Rdikes does. I feel like I run it a little bit more methodical. I'm more of a patient player, whereas Rdikes is more of a big play, offensive kind of minded guy. He wants to score 40, 50 points. I just want to score 20 points every time I get the ball. But as you see, this formation is so effective. Guys, I really would like to see jet heavy. I didn't see any. Rdikes said he didn't see any jet heavy at the Madden challenge. He said he didn't. You know, I've looked on YouTube the other night. I haven't seen jet heavy posted at all. I mean, it's so effective. It's such a slept-on formation. You see, you have these pass lead streaks to the running backs there. You guys could go crazy with the possibilities you could do. Another thing you could do is you can see how the cornerback's off on the left side. So you're gonna put Holmes on a 10 and out, a smart routed out route. Then you're gonna zig Hill. Then you're gonna leave Edwards on his fade. Then you're gonna take Keller and you're gonna put him on a streak, and you're gonna put Cates on a streak. So you have double streaks. The zig route's gonna suck down the zone on the out route. But the first thing you look for, the snap, throw, fade. If they're outside of the dude, if you don't have that outside pass lead, don't throw it. Go to your next read. But if you do have it, throw it. Set the quick snap read. Then you go to the left side of the field where you're just torching every coverage they have. Oh man, this thing is I defended this from Ryan, and it is a pain in the neck to defend. And you see, if they don't suck down, then you can go to your zig. So you just got to make your reads in this offense. This is the best offense I've seen so far this year. The reason is because it can be ran in several different ways. It's very similar to Tebow's offense he ran in Florida. And I love the fact that we start from the spread and we go into jet heavy. So we go from a fanned out formation to a compressed one. And if they don't defend it right, you know, you can run the power O with Tebow. Like when you fake it, you can run with him. Like to the right, you just go to the right. That's all you have to do. So, I mean, again, I just want to wrap this video up by saying that this is probably one of the best offenses I've seen all year because of its versatility and the fact that you can identify where it's going. So, something like this, again, I know I've shown you this 1,000 times, but the wheel routes on the right and the corner route is going to beat man coverage, and then the drag streak combo on the left side is going to beat zone coverage. And if you're mixing up your hot routes, they're not going to be able to stop you. And if you run the ball, when you incorporate the run, that is when you become deadly with this offense, because what happens is they can't play coverage D against these runs. I'm telling you right now. I've tried it. And, you know, when they start running stuff like this, man coverage, then you have the pass lead wheel routes with the blocker. So that's it for Jet Heavy. Please like, comment, favorite this video, share it with your buddies. Go to post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter. Get this channel out there. We're growing. The ebook drops March 1st. So I'm looking forward to Madden 14, but I'm also looking forward to giving you guys everything I know from Madden 13 before I start preparing for Madden 14. Again, I appreciate it, guys, and do watch the next video. Like, rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.